Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is episode 5 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So last episode was a doozy. Lamar Hoskins is possibly dead and John Walker's just gone AWOL, murdered someone in broad daylight in public, and I can't wait to see what the repercussions are from this. If they wanted to just double down on the social commentary, they could, have riots and things coming out of this, and then people on both sides arguing, people saying, John Walker's just killed a man, other people saying, he was a terrorist who deserved it, and, things like that, just to really double down on this kind of police brutality, racism, social commentary. Last episode I was kind of just lost for words at the ending, so there's a few things I want to just touch upon before, because I realized Nico, who's the guy that John killed, he was at the start of the episode he mentioned how he was a fan of Cap growing up, and then he's lost his life to this new Captain America, and then there's so much symbolism with the way that John Walker was moving, and when he was striking down on his chest, it was just like in Civil War when Cap was fighting Iron Man, but Cap chose to hold back, So there's so many great little details comparing the two. It seems Zemo is now just... his plan is to just kill as many people with the super soldier serum as he can, because he was just with Carly, it was just on site, he just started shooting at her. It'll be great to see how Carly reacts to this and what the immediate thing that's going to happen now when they're in this square. I know there was also a trailer for this episode, but I decided not to watch it because it just seemed like I didn't really need anything else to get me hyped for this episode, and I didn't want to see any potential spoilers. So I just skipped over that. Okay, I think that's everything. Before we get started, make sure to check out the Patreon. Over there you'll find full length and early access and polls to upcoming shows and movies. And yeah, let's just jump into it. Where is he running off to? This is right after. He just ran out, got sprinted out of there. I like the depth of field that they're doing here, showing how out of it he is. He's bleeding as well. I don't know if that's from physical damage or consequences of the thing.
Look, John, I know you want this. I get it. You consistently make the right decisions in the heat of battle.
He's defeated. Oh, they're reusing that song again. The tragic one from Civil War.
What? You saw what happened. You know what I had to do. I killed him because I had to. He killed Lamar!
He didn't kill Lamar, John. Don't go down that road. Believe me, it doesn't end well.
I'm not like you.
Getting caught in the revenge. It's just like...
If you explain...
Well, they're just showing the blood over and over. It's like, don't get consumed by vengeance. Zemo and... he's gonna go rogue. Zemo and T'Challa. He can't give it up. He's gonna go rogue.
So that's what this is.
He thinks that they want it.
He almost got me. You made a mistake.
They're being quite sympathetic to him, actually. Get the gun off him, yeah. Sam using the jetpack to like boost his skills is really great. Oh, but he's got it now.
Why are you making me do this?
Oh, what's going on with his arm there?
Could have been a team.
Oh, what was that little grappling hook? This is a great fight. He was ready to do it again. Kind of a parallel hit. Oh! Kind of a parallel there to how they're trying to get the gauntlet off of Thanos in Infinity War.
It's over, John. It's mine.
Oh. What was that? Was that supposed to be a team attack? Still resentment between the two. I thought they'd... Wow.
How'd these break? Anyway, how we could do
I
now?
found out Torres in the comics becomes the Falcon.
Do until there's something to do. Wait, yo, you forgot the wings.
Keep 'em.
They're broken anyway.
You are hereby stripped of your title and authority as Captain America, effective immediately.
Oh, the music.
It's only because of your previous exemplary service to this country that I'm recommending against a court-martial.
He's getting off with it scot-free, basically.
You built me.
It's like, it is a punishment, but it's not a real punishment.
I am Captain America.
Oh,
Not anymore.
They just do not know what it takes to be Captain America. They just don't.
is he gonna go after Sam because Sam has the shield now? Oh yeah, there's supposed to be a big cameo in this episode or something.
Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Actually, it's Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Look,
US agent. She's gonna hire him as US agent.
the bastard too. I'll be in touch.
Who does she represent then? That must be people want to hire him as US agent.
It's time.
Time for what? I'm gonna make a big public, do something big and public, or can't imagine Zemo dying here. This is a test. Handing him over to the Dora Milaje. I could see Zemo becoming the villain of Black Panther 2, because if he can track down that there's this theory that the super soldier serum is made from the heart-shaped herb that gives Black Panther his powers, he could go there, even though the herbs have all been burnt down, but we don't know if there's still some remaining.
We will take him to the raft.
Oh, that's the prison that Tony made.
I'll be back there.
Yeah.
Check on me.
Give the shield to Isaiah? I don't think Isaiah's gonna react kindly to it.
Every black man does. Whether you want to deny it or not.
Don't do that bitter old man thing with me.
If you ain't bitter, you're blind. I used to be like you. Until I opened my eyes.
But you were a super soldier like Steve. You could have been the next.
The next? What? The entire world's been chasing that great white hope since he first got dosed with that serum.
Steve did not put you in jail.
Even if you're not directly, there's still consequences.
And after a while, she was gone. And,
I need to know who this actor is. He's so great.
they tell us it's tetanus.
Mm.
Send us on missions. I heard the brass talking about blowing the POW camp to hell to hide the evidence. But my men, my brothers, not evidence.
So we got them out.
So I bust out of the facility one night. And I brought them boys back.
So there's others.
Not that it made. And what did I get for saving their lives?
Run experiments on him as well.
For the next 30 years, they experimented on me. She took pity on me, wrote up some fake reports, something. She had me declared dead.
You had to start from the top. Start from nothing again. After all that time in prison.
But the world's different now. I know people.
Man, that's why you're here.
Be the difference.
Because you got that white man's shield. They erased me. My history. But they've been doing that for 500 years.
The shield's always had blood on it.
Let a black man be Captain America. No self-respecting black man would ever want to be.
I don't know if Sam's actually going to take up the shield. Or is he going to try and redeem it, you know?
And you're just like Mom feeding every kid in the neighborhood.
Supporting more than one family.
How many people still owe Mom and Dad something?
All of them. All that's left for sure.
So use that. Get them to help.
Time to call in a few of those favors. In town for a bit. That's why I'm calling. Mr. Thoreau. Yes.
Us in the community like this is really cool.
Be there whenever you need us.
Just dropping this off.
New wings.
You can sign for it and I'll go. I called in a favor from the Wakandans.
Vibranium wings. Everyone's gonna go crazy over Working Man Bucky.
Right-handed. I'm Bucky.
Oh. The look on Sam's face. It's funny seeing this so at this point in the series. You'd think everything would be ramping up, but they're just taking this time to show the real world. So Torres will get the old wings. He's got these wings. Torres will fix those ones up.
The people in this town are the most welcoming people in the world. They don't care if you wear small teeth or if you have 6 toes.
He's the one that killed our boy?
Yes.
He's lying.
Let the person who did that get away. I hope you can find some measure of peace in that.
I know he's resting easier, knowing that the man who's responsible got his justice.
Now he's going to go after Carly because
He was so proud of you.
there isn't any actual justice.
Oh, please, if it weren't for me, you'd still be
Batroc.
in prison. Finished?
So was Sharon behind what was happening in episode 1?
I'll give you double this time. I promise you won't regret saying yes.
I've been making amends. You weren't amending, you were avenging.
Yeah,
You were stopping all the wrongdoers you enabled as the Winter Soldier.
and that's why it's not. He needs to talk to Mr. Nakamura.
I'm sure there's at least one person in that book who needs closure about something, and your co-workers.
But we're
So Sam's just gonna keep it. It's not even given to him by the government.
Perfect.
Because they don't technically own it. But that means John might be after it. This feels like a season ending. Oh, training montage. Dun, 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 dun. Combine the wings and the shield, you know. I want to see him and John fight again now. They're both just, they can both use the shield, catch it, do these tricks. That'd be so great.
Sam screwed him out of a small fortune not long ago. He's been dying to get payback ever since. We are criminals.
Ends justify the means.
Payback and we get a killer. It's a bargain on both sides.
So he's sharing the power broker. How much support they're getting now.
Tonight we go to battle.
I don't know what that was in a briefcase. New York City. I thought we might see Senator Ross here, but maybe not. He's gonna show up in a new suit. And here, isn't it? Oh, the parallel to Tony. What's he doing? Make US agent outfit? He doesn't have vibranium, so he can't make his own shield. He makes a mock one. Okay, so that was episode 5. It's kind of a slower paced episode, which you wouldn't really expect this far into a show. But what I love about this show is it gives us the downtime with the characters to just explore the characters. You know, with the MCU, there's so many spinning plates all the time. There's never any just downtime that you can spend with the characters. So it's really great. We have, you know, this show where there's 6 hours of content of just. So we started off kind of immediately after the events of last episode. John was just booking it out of there. And then this great fight with Sam, Bucky, and John. Would you ever think that would get a fight between Captain America going against Bucky and Sam? Like, who'd ever see that on screen? And then it was shown that John was ready to do it again. He was going to take out Sam if he needed to, or if he thought he needed to. And you can see kind of how all of this societal pressure to be Captain America, how it's just got to him. Yeah, so the pressure of being Captain America is just, he's just buckled under all of that weight. And then we see the court scene where he's kind of blaming it on everyone else. He's saying, you know, he's saying that they're the ones who made him this way. And I think he's right to an extent. You know, this Captain America figure, this new figure, is a representation of America, the state of America. So it does seem like he's getting off relatively scot-free. He's been disbarred from the military, but he's not facing any criminal conviction. And, you know, that's just a reflection on the real world, isn't it? You know, it's right now that the Derek Chauvin trials are happening. And who knows if he's going to face justice or not. The parallels in this show to the real world, they're so good. And then Sam goes to Isaiah, and we have this great conversation. You know, last episode, there was blood on the shield, literally. But this episode, we learn there's always been blood on the shield. So there were multiple super soldiers like Isaiah. I didn't expect there to just be one Isaiah, and they all had kind of modifications too. So they all had slightly different variants, and I guess it was to see what the side effects were to each one. And then, of course, they did all the experiments on him. And I think that's how they synthesized this new serum. So any of the bad side effects that Isaiah had would be happening to John as well. John's only had it a few days. There could be negative things that go along with it. Of course, we know it's kind of morphing his personality a bit as well. There's kind of been a bit of talk about this, how they're saying the world isn't ready for a black Captain America. And kind of thinking about it in parallel to the real world, there's definitely people who are like against it. They're like, oh no, Cap's a white person, he's never been black, even though in the comics Sam had the shield. You know, there has been black Captain Americas before, and Isaiah, of course. So it's a great parallel to the real world there again. So the setup for the next episode, it seems like New York City is going to be where everything takes place. And then there's this GRC vote, but Carly interrupting could make it go wrong, because if it was a vote, they could be voting. The end result could have been something that Carly wanted, because they were voting on whether to bring all these refugees back home. So if they voted yes to bring them back home, that's kind of in line with what Carly wants, right? But I guess she's fighting for a unified world, no borders. So taking the people back home is kind of putting them in their place, maybe. So it seems like what's going to happen next episode, Sam and Bucky have to go intervene, but then John is also coming along. I think John's going to be after Carly, because John had this conversation with Lamar's family, and he lied saying that he had killed the person that killed Lamar and brought justice, but he hadn't. So that's going to be his goal now, taking down Carly so he can have closure with this family. That's a great parallel to Bucky as well, because Bucky learnt in this episode, you know, bringing closure isn't always violence and bringing down the people that you're against. Like Bucky was bringing down the people that had helped as the Winter Soldier, and now John is looking for closure by hunting down Carly. So there's some good parallels here. Then after the court case, we saw John was approached by a woman called Valentina LaFontaine, who is Madam Hydra. So there's some setting up here of the Thunderbolts, which I could see being her, General Ross as Red Hulk, John Walker if he's still around at the end of this season, maybe Taskmaster, Zemo. I couldn't see Zemo and John Walker being on the same team, but there could be Zemo's there and then takes out John, kind of betraying the team. I could see that happening maybe. Zemo is now in Wakanda, which is a great setup for Black Panther 2, because there's been some theories going around that the serum originates from the heart-shaped herb that the Black Panthers eat to get their powers. So Zemo could be out looking for that to destroy that, and then there's no other way to make super soldiers or enhance people. So that kind of sets him up as the villain for Black Panther 2. So we got all this downtime with Sam in his community, which was really lovely to see. And then see Bucky come along and help. You know, just seeing the community come together, and it just further exemplifies why Sam would be such a great Captain America, because he cares about the people. Bucky had been to Wakanda and had given him a gift to Sam. New wings, I assume, are in this box. And so this could be kind of his debut as the new Captain America on the world stage here at the GRC, taking down the Flag Smashers. He shows up in a new suit, new wings, and the shield. New wings made of vibranium, actually. Because I think I'd said in episode 1, I'd asked, are his shields, are his wings vibranium? Because they are bulletproof, but I don't think they're actually vibranium. They're just kind of very strong metal. But now, vibranium wings. That montage of him training was so great. The shield just feels right with him. It feels like it's in the right place now. And the actor for Isaiah Bradley is so great. He does such a great job. His performance is amazing, really. Just capturing how beat up by the world he's been, how downtrodden he is. Because Isaiah kind of had to start from scratch, after being erased from the books. He has to start from nothing. Again, after 30 years in jail, which is what a lot of people have to do once they've been released from jail. They get no support. And then, it's just a vicious cycle. You're released from jail, there's no job opportunities, you're forced back into crime because you need to eat, and so you have to steal to eat. And it's just so... There's so many great parallels here. And we saw that end credit scene. John is just obsessed. He needs to be Captain America. I think this is going to be his debut as US agent. And he's made this kind of faux shield out of scrap metal. And the hammering in the end credits, just like as a recall back to Tony. It was so great. During the fight at the start of the episode, John said, "We could have worked together." And I think that is true. He's kind of become a villain that was made by Sam Bucky's own issues. Sam and Bucky were immediately against him being Captain America, and potentially, if they had worked with him, wouldn't have gone the way they have. It's always great when the villain is formed from the hero's own actions and mistakes. Okay, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and comment, subscribe even. And if you're interested, there's full length over on Patreon and early access for shows that aren't currently airing. So yeah, bye. Let's do some thumbnail faces. What?